This time around, I was actually behind the rebel line, or where they actually are control area, and I was active in doing business at the time. The city where I was as a border with a nearby country called Guinea at the time. And I used to go and transact business, buy some food stuff, take it over there, sell it. So one day I have one of my business partner who is a Mandingo guy in Guinea, and the guy wanted me to get him some produce to purchase at the time. So they said, "Okay, great, I got you, I can get it for you." Then I went to the bush and began to talk to the farmers who produce cocoa and coffee, and then I began to ask if they want to sell the coffee or cocoa for me, and then I was giving them a competitive price, so to speak, so I can get it, knowing that where I was actually purchasing this produce is actually being controlled by the rebel leader at the time. So he buy everything for them, from little or nothing. So I did not know that. I just want to offer them a better price, and then I was getting the produce from them. Then this afternoon, while I was in the room just waiting for the farmers to bring my produce from the farm here to the town or the village at the time to purchase. So I came out just to get some fresh air. Then I met somebody who saw me, said, "Meme, walk with me." And when they say walk with me, that means that something else is going wrong or you're in big trouble. I was like, oh my goodness. I knew that something bad is going to happen. So they grabbed me. When they grabbed me, they checked my pocket. And before they checked my pocket, they asked me, what am I doing here? And I know exactly their intention. I'm like, oh, I just come to visit somebody here. They were like, okay. They searched my pocket and have a pass. They call it G2 pass at the time. So the G2 pass usually allows you, especially if you are not a fighter, that they can allow you to move from place to place. So they took it from me. They turned everything, threw it away. When they threw it away, they grabbed me, put me in the car trunk, closed the trunk, and I was in that trunk for 7 good hours. You cannot believe it. Imagine being in a trunk of a car for 7 good hours. And it was a summertime, hot, very hot, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I was in there. Eventually, they took me from that the bush where they grabbed me from into a small town called Ganta. So the Ganta, they have a control center where they have their cell or jail. So they took me there, and then they put me in jail, and I was in that cell for like over two to 3 weeks. So at the time when I was in that prison, nobody can actually bail me out. Nobody can come to my rescue. I called my friends, everybody that I knew. Nobody can even come. As soon as they heard the name of the person that arrested me, they called him General Black Cat, or his actual name is General Vani, but they all know him as a Black Cat because of very, very wicked, very, very mean soldier. So while I was in that prison, that was when I began to think and reflect about my life. I began to think and reflect for the first time of how things could have been for me. Being able to live and get out of where I'm now to be in a place where I can have the freedom and being able to do everything I want to do. And when I begin to think about that, it changed my perspective in terms of how things could be and what I need to focus on in life. And fortunately, 2-3 days after, I was released by a friend of mine who bailed me out, and then I was able to have my freedom again to kind of get out of the cell and then be able to move around and care for myself again.